Hey everyone, welcome to A Fistful of Dice. My name is Matt. Today on Dungeon Master Forge, we're going to be talking about NPCs and how you can generate them on the fly for your D&D game. We've all been in this situation. You present a non-player character to the party. You have no idea what their stats are because you don't imagine that they're going to be involved in any sort of combat or mechanical contest of any kind. And then one of the players decides that they're going to try and grapple the character or attack them or whatever. And all of a sudden you find yourself in a situation where you need to know the character's stats. Instead of flipping through the player's handbook and finding an applicable stat block, which of course works but tends to drag the game down a little bit, here's a really easy, simple 3-step method for creating an NPC on the fly in your D&D game. Step 1. Decide whether the character is mentally adept or physically adept. Once you've decided if they're more physically potent or mentally potent, you can give them their stats. They will have +1 on all of their rolls that they're not competent at, and +2 on all the rolls that they are competent at. So, for instance, the players are fighting a big, burly, Viking-looking guy. You decide that he's physically adept. He gets +2 to Strength, Dex, and Con, and +1 to Intelligence, Charisma, and Wisdom. Or maybe the player characters are involved in some sort of push and pull with a wizard of some kind who you decide is mentally adept, so he gets +2 to Intelligence, Charisma, and Wisdom, and +1 to Strength, Dex, and Constitution. Obviously, that's a really basic, easy way to sum up stats, but it works for minor encounters, stuff on the fly that you just need to keep rolling with. Step 2. Decide AC and DC. We're going to use the same number for both. AC obviously represents how difficult the character is to hit. The DCs are anything involved with the character. If a character is trying to persuade them, that's their DC to be persuaded. If a character, if the NPC casts a spell, the spell save DC is going to be this DC. You're going to decide between 10, 12, 14, 16, and 18, depending on how difficult you want the NPC to be to deal with. 10 obviously being super simple, 12 a little bit more adept, but still pretty simple, and then on and on up to 18. Now, let's say that you have a character who's maybe a magic user who's not wearing armor, but would be more adept at spells. Obviously, you can adjust here. They would have a lower AC and a higher base DC. Step 3, give them a cool thing they can do. This is a chance for you as a Dungeon Master to get creative with the mechanics of the game and use the advantage-disadvantage system. We're going to treat this like an edge from Savage Worlds or an aspect from Fate. So let's take that big burly Viking guy, for instance. He gets advantage on grapple checks because he's big and burly, and whenever he tries to grapple, he gets advantage on that strength check. Let's take the more brainy wizard, for instance. This guy gets advantage whenever he tries to make a save against a spell because he's adept at reflecting spells, deflecting them, redirecting them. He knows what magic looks like. He's used to dealing with it, so he gets advantage on his spell saves. Super simple. There you go. That's how you do it. 3 steps to creating an NPC on the fly. You can do it while combat is happening. You can jot the notes down on a note card if you want to, or just keep them up here in your head. All right, that's going to be it for me, guys. I hope you get some use out of this advice. As always, take care and happy gaming all.